Look at how much younger I don't look. Gotta keep you guessing though. Gotta keep you on your toes. Those of you who know, you know. Late today because I was watching episode of Archie Bunker Show, Archie and the KKK, part 1. Good thing part 2 wasn't readily available, or I would have watched it. Oh baby, oh baby. Everybody watched the State of the Union last night? It's interesting. Watching it, you see Algo's racism come out. And it's why I have such a hard time with white people, right? Because white people, none of them are real honest. Well, not none of them, but a lot of them aren't honest. They pretend they aren't racist. They say things. I'm not racist. Well, I'm not racist, but... Well, I'm not racist, but... Well, I'm not racist, but... And I'll go pushing the idea that, oh, we were getting invaded by South America. Those Mexicans were invading us. I mean, it's all just... It's weird. It's like... watching this shit last night. I'm not any bit like closer to my... It's like reading the Bible, right? Or having a conversation with a Christian, right? Every time I have a conversation with a Christian, I'm further from Christianity. They never make any sense. They always say the dumbest shit. And I've never had a conversation with one where afterward I was like, wow, that was really enlightening. Wow, that was really interesting. Literally never. Never had that conversation with Muslims. Definitely never had that conversation with friars. But watching that show last night, I just don't know how, I don't know how my brother-in-law is going to see it and be like, well, that's the government. That's just, there's nothing about that said anything governmental. It looked like a cheesy ass, a skit show, a variety show. It looked like the Donald Trump variety show. Except there's
stupid MAGA rallies.
It was worse. It was worse.
Well, yeah, because it's supposed to be a State of the Union.
Well, not just that. I really like the standing up and sitting down part of it. Really stands out to me as just being so manufactured. So stupid and manufactured. And I think about when you look at government, they tend to work for, they'll have one big event like the State of the Union, and then they go on recess for 3 weeks. Or they'll do the Trump impeachment fake bullshit for a couple of weeks, and then they go away. And I think what's happening is every time they're on recess, they're learning the next lines, the next script. And so, last night, this was the first thing they'd done in a few minutes. So they had all sort of been off. But they come in and can you imagine how exhausting that whole thing was? I mean, seriously, I challenge you to stand there and clap your hands for 5 minutes. See how tired you are. Now do that over and over again while standing up and sitting down, standing up and sitting down, standing up and sitting down. I mean, it was such a joke. Like, it really was uncomfortable to watch. Carol Burnett on steroids. She's not funny. So yeah, I guess it could be a Carol Burnett skit. Like, it's crazy that Mama's Family came out of that show, because if you watch the original Mama's Family skits, I forget what it's called on the skit. It's not All in the Family, but The Family or something. They're really awful. Like, they're dark. I don't even understand why anybody would think it's funny, other than rich Jews looking down on other rich Jews, pretending to be poor white people, and you know. Now, what's her name? One that plays Mama. Vicki Lawrence. Vicki Lawrence is a Christian Scientist, I believe, or she's some sort of weird offshoot of Christian, and so is Iola. But the whole premise of the show was a Carol Burnett show, and like I say, like, Eunice was a really dark character. She was really flawed and fucking drunk and you know. It's a weird show to look at it and be like, let's make that into a comedy show. Strange. And Mama was the side character. She just, you know, because what you have is, you know, some poor white trash that sits around drinking beer all day long. So many of those shows are them making fun of us and we don't realize it. Roseanne is one of the best examples. You know, just your middle of the road American family. Fat as fuck. Extra dysfunctional. Becky had to be one of the worst characters ever depicted on TV. It's just strange. And you see it like, you know, it's funny. They're all Jews except for John Goodman, who has the Jewish name. And back then, they didn't have the internet. They didn't have the ability to really, you know, see a name and be like, check him to see if he's one of us. They probably just thought he was. I mean, he was fat. Dan. If you're watching, don't forget to like, share, and sub. Apparently that helps out. I don't know. Seems like the more likes I get, the less viewers I get. But fuck it. Let's just do it anyway. Let the system know that you don't give a fuck about, you know, them not wanting us talking about this. I mean, I would love to hear from somebody that was like, that watched it yesterday and is like, yeah, shit was great. Trump's our president. Trump's the best, you know. Like, what did you see that I didn't see? Because it was fucking awful. It really was awful. Like, just awful. You know, I keep trying to figure it out. I keep trying to understand what you're missing, what you're not understanding. What was awful about it?
Everything.
See, do you see how, like, the Trump supporter doesn't come in with, oh, it was great because he did this. He gave us, you know, all these plans and all of this, you know, these proposals as to what the next year is supposed to look like. And
what is the State of the Union? After seeing that, what is the State of the Union?
it seems like it's a bunch of crybabies
No, I mean,
pretending
the
to be
current
mad at
state
each
of
other.
our
That's
union.
what it looked like to me.
It
That's
was
what the
supposed-
State of the Union looks like to me. Doesn't look very unified. And it looks like, it's in shambles. Like they're fucking stupid. It was great because he reaffirmed on what he ran on, dumbass. Did he?
No, he didn't.
Did he? He lied.
lies.
Yeah. The idea that gas prices were as high as $6 and now they're $1.99 a gallon. Where?
Full of shit.
Where?
Not here. Not in Michigan.
The food prices, they have not gone down. Like, at all. What is he fucking talking about? Disgusting show, can't believe they are still falling for it. Well, they're dumb, racist white guys, right? Like racist white guys. Why is Trump's hair turning pink? Because they not dyeing it? I don't know. It looked like some whipped cream on top of a sausage.
They're trying to neutralize all the orange.
I want to know how we are winning. Right. Oh, it's so crazy. His statements are just ludicrous. We are winning, baby. Drill, baby, drill. Oh, yeah, he did reaffirm it. He said some of the same things he said when he was running and still hasn't done anything about. The idea of the whole healthcare plan. This healthcare plan that they have an idea of, that they're almost got it figured out. That, it's just so stupid.
So dumb. It's insulting.
And then, the government. The government is going to match you 1,000 up to, not given, but up to $1,000 per year on your retirement. Do you know how fucking stupid that is? Do you know how much money they take from you in taxes for your retirement? The money you put into your retirement. Do you know how much you get taxed on that? But the idea, like, you break that down, that's like $80 a month. That's like a tank of gas. You're such a weak little man. Describe what he has done wrong in the State of the Union. See, again, I don't understand. Why don't you guys ever tell us what he's done right? I'd love to know what's right.
There was nothing right about that speech.
Nothing about this, but it matches the presidency. There's nothing.
It had no class. It had no sense. It had no direction. It had no purpose other than sucking his own dick.
Right.
It was awful.
He was sucking his own dick hard. I didn't name it that. People just know if they name something after me, I'm more likely to do it. But I didn't name it that.
They love me. That's why they did it. It's me.
The average price of beef per pound in January of 25 was $8.19. Beef per pound in January 26 is $6.27. What? You understand? Like, what was the average price of pound per pound in 2020? Like, it's so crazy to think about that shit. And this notion that they knock off a couple of cents, they knock off a little bit of this or that, because that's cool. He's brought in 13 or 18? $18 trillion. $18 trillion. Do you know that mathematicians very rarely use trillion? Because it's unfathomable.
Do you know he's got lawyers in court trying to block having to refund the tariffs to all of us?
Trump devotion syndrome sufferers will never acknowledge their cult leader's faults. He even said it. I can shoot a guy in the face on live TV and the dumbasses will just keep following me.
Pretty much.
And, of course, not one mention in the files.
Not a single Epstein record.
Nothing. Acting like that's not an important thing to us.
Yeah.
Like, as people, we think it's really important.
Yep. He insults the shit out of us regularly. It's just disgusting.
Like it's fucking nuts, man. It's fucking nuts. No, that's what Philip has to do because he's a cowardly bitch ass friar. He's a pedophile Matitza cult member. And that's the best he can come up with. Trust me, he's doing his best. These Matitza cult members are inbred stupid, so this is what they do. You know? I mean, seriously. Who are you? Who are you people that just ignore the whole Epstein thing? It's a Democrat hoax. It's a Democrat hoax. The Democrats tricked him into saying, I wish Ghislaine well. I wish Ghislaine well, and I hope she's okay. You know, Democrats made him do that. Then give her the pardon almost. Move her to the jail that she's not in. I'm actually surprised they didn't do the gas thing and the food thing. It's surprising that they didn't just drop everything, all the prices and shit, as the distraction. You know, it's insane. And of course, we have the rabbi who thinks child rape is an act of God. He's a big Trump supporter. Go figure. The fake fucking rabbi. You gotta be a sick fucker to pretend to be a rabbi. Of all the things in the world to pretend to be, why would you pretend to be like one of the smelliest, dirtiest, most rotten human beings in the world? They really are awful. You are such a tool. Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys actually listened to that and thought it was good? I'm confused.
I don't think so. I don't think they actually listen. I don't think they listen for, you know, the talking to stop so they can stand up. But you literally,
Awful.
it was so bad. Like if I was a Trump supporter and I watched that shit,
It'd be embarrassing.
I would be upset. How come nobody talks about him doing that shit, right? You still haven't said what was wrong with it. I think I have. I think I have said how ridiculous the whole thing was. The presentation, his appearance, his voice, the things he said, the whole stand up, sit down bullshit, all the little skits, all the little manipulations they brought in. It's such an awful trick, an awful tactic, and nobody is saying it.
And at the end of the day, he did not address the state of our union. Other than
Fluffy
gas
shit.
is down and groceries are down and the economy is the best it's ever been under any president.
Ever been.
That is not a state of the union. That is bullshit.
But more so again, to me, the skits were just ridiculous. You know, how many fucking skits did they run? If you would have cut out all of the skits, all of the times where he talked about some character that they presented, I mean, even to the point where they've got people outside of the room that they bring in. If that doesn't scream pre-production to you, I don't know what does.
Sitting on stairs.
Right? They're waiting behind the doors for their name to be called so they can come out, stand there, pat their heart. You gotta pat the heart. Uh-oh. I'm getting excited. And then they would leave, and then another person would come in, and they would, it was such a shit show. It was such a manipulation. Again, if they present you with all of these veterans and these sad stories of these people, and well, this person couldn't pay for their groceries and now they can pay for their groceries, so I brought them here. Like if you look at all that shit, it's a manipulation. It's a way for them to make it so you can't say, oh, it was shit. Everything about it was stupid. Everything was, because what are you going to say? You're going to say that the old man, the old veteran, or the guy that got his foot shot, his leg shot, or the other guy that got shot in the head, you're going to say how, oh, those guys are bad? No, that's part of the show. If they attach themselves, it's like how they pass legislation, right? They'll make the bill this bill is to support feeding children, making sure kids have good, safe food, getting rid of some crime in the streets, lowering interest rates, and slipped in the middle somewhere, it allows pedophiles, as long as they make a certain amount of money per year, the ability to get away with it. But you want the babies to be fed, right? You want the good stuff. Well, to get the good stuff, we got to throw in that bad stuff. And he's just such an awful speaker. Like when he does the thing where he shows you that he has no concept, like he has nothing to do with what he says. He has nothing to do with the speech writers or anything like that, because he literally reads it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Right, like he'll be like,
Who wrote that one? I like that bit.
I'm just trying to find something real quick. He'll be like, focus your smartphone's camera on this code. Yeah, I really like codes. To see how you can instantly score points. Oh, I love points. Points are really good. Like, dude, you are letting us know you had nothing to do with that speech. He is brilliant and awesome, says a pedophile. Go figure. Are you receiving me in my comments, dude? I'm restricted, apparently. That's the only one I can see, Karen. Again, it's like, look at how these guys just ignore the whole Epstein issue. And it shows you, too, how sick the average person is, right? Well, my ground beef is $1 cheaper than it was in his first year. My ground... And the whole notion that, that you think a country can be complete, its whole thing can be changed in a year or two, or 4 years. That Biden just walked into this wonderful situation and screwed it all up. It wasn't that way. We were at our safest time ever when Biden was president. Crime was all at record lows while Biden was president. You're 10 comments in. Nope. Sorry, Charlie. Trump don't have those goofy ass beliefs. Trump don't have those goofy ass beliefs.
What goofy?
Wow, you're really smart.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Therapy is expensive, so look at this shit. This is the best they can do. You start talking about raping children and how they rape children and they kill them and all the shit that's associated, and they just start freaking out, crying. It's like how every time you see Howard Lutnick standing behind Trump and someone mentions the Epstein files and he just starts laughing. Who the fuck is that? Who other than typical Fryer shit, who the fuck is going to laugh at shit like that? It's crazy, man. Of course you're getting booted, Karen. You tell the truth. Because you're Y-O-U-R telling the truth. Who is? What are you talking about? Get your yours right. Look at the guy who identifies himself as a rabbi, even though he's not. Look at how literally these friars, their only thing to do is say, you're medical. Something's wrong with your brain because you don't think that adults should be allowed to rape children. Notice how he's using capital letters, cap locks, because he's yelling. Thank you, Connor. Good check. Talking about Trump is a goofy. Your profile pic says, I am a goofball. Yep. Unlike yours, which is just a letter because you have a fake profile. Yeah, never mind that. Look at how the Trump supporter, instead of sitting here laying out all the good things Trump has done, all they do is cry. Have you guys, look at it. It's right here in front of you. Not one of these people is sitting here explaining how good Trump is, nor are they even addressing all the Epstein stuff. How do you just, other than you're a pedophile, how do you just ignore all the Epstein stuff?
Skip over it completely. He just skipped over it completely.
I mean, they all do too. Look at the rabbi keeps saying Trump is great. Trump is great. And he's saying he brought faith back to America. Exactly. The Jews want us to be Christians. Why?
I thought he was Jewish.
It's a secret. They keep that secret. But the Jews want us to be Christian because as Christians, you believe they are your Christian God's chosen people. That's what they want. They want someone like Trump. Like Trump doesn't even sound that, as far as somebody who's not very believable, who's not very charismatic and all that shit, as soon as he starts talking about God, he just cannot pull that off. I don't believe that Trump believes in God even a little bit. He is,
God asks him permission to do things. That's how it seems.
What?
God has to ask Trump permission.
Right. I mean, it's fucking weird, right? It's weird how he is, like when he says it, it's like he has to choke it out, like, and God bless America, ugh, out his vagina neck. Not even the B-movie actor Reagan style. No, he's terrible. How can Donald Trump not be arrested? That's the part I don't understand, right? You need a humbling moment in your life to grow up. That's your average, typical, cowardly, pedophile, Jewish, Trump-supporting response. Literally, this is the kind of shit they do. Instead of addressing what's actually being said, I need a humbling moment in my life. Yes, I need to be humbled because I think I'm so high and mighty talking about children shouldn't be raped. What an asshole. You don't go through something like that and not have faith. What are you talking about? Something like what? A fake shooting? Are you talking about the fake shooting? Look at you, he says. Yeah, you do all the time, day after day, hour after hour. You're clearly obsessed with looking at me. Yup. Sorry, I'm not like you. I'm not some white dude with a tiny dick. I swear, man, these tiny dick white guys are the bane of our existence. Seriously. If it weren't for little dick white guys, this shit would be a lot better. Because it's not that little dick white guys are in charge. It's that little dick white guys are so prominent and so easy to manipulate. And so the little dick friars that are in charge can get the little dick white guys to believe and do whatever they want. And it's just so fucking embarrassing, man. Guys talking as you're trolling. How about your humbling today? Oh, they don't have that. I like how the guy is saying, I have a goofy profile picture, make fun of Donald. Oh, picture for making fun of Donald when he's the coward with a letter as his picture. Right. Because he won't. They don't. They hide their identities because it's just like ICE. You ever notice what's the most important thing to ICE? It's not about safety. It's not about, you know, looking out for each other or anything. It's about keeping that mask up because they don't want to be identified. The last thing the system needs is for everybody running around identifying all these IDF ICE agents committing crime. And it's the same thing here. They hide their identities because, they pretty much out themselves as pedophiles. I mean, even guys like the rabbi doesn't even hide it. Like if anybody could figure out who that rabbi is, he'd have some questions to answer. This guy thinks that raping children is an act of God. Oh, look at this brand new thing that's never existed before. Have you ever seen one of these that's never existed? One of those pads you stand on and it shakes? Never existed. Brand new technology. Oh, let's see. White people invented the phone that you're using, dude. That you're, Y-O-U-R, using, dude. Oh, well, shit. If white people invented the phone, that means you can't talk about the bad things white people do.
How do you know it wasn't Asians?
Well, because the white people that won that are in charge tell them what to think.
And you guys just believe it.
Right, of course. I love when people say stupid shit like that. It just shows you not only how stupid they are, but how inherently racist they are. Like when people will be like, dude, you're white. Why are you talking bad about white people? No, I'm not. But even if that was true, at least 100% true, shouldn't white people be the ones talking about how bad white people are? Like when black people talk about how bad black people are, do you stop them and be like, hey, dude, you're black. You're not supposed to say anything like that. The stupidity it takes to say things like that. Are you upset since that troublemaker Jesse Jackson has died? Yeah, totally. He was a troublemaker. He was one of those people that that told black people it's okay to speak. Right. Don't just take it. And Jesse was a fucking, a boy. Jesse was a house Negro. But this is the stupid shit they do. Oink, says the rabbi who likes raping children. He just said it again. Who said what again? My friend, the same thing, and he's a horrible person. I have never said that. No, you have. You have. You said that it's not rape when Jewish men rape a child that is 3 years and 1 day old. You said that was an act of God. Why are you such a coward that you don't even stand behind what you said?
You said that twice, actually.
Oh, yeah, you said it and you doubled down on it, and yeah, for sure. No wonder you're so unhappy. Yup, because there are children being raped all over the place. Gosh, what a weirdo. What a weirdo. That would make me unhappy. They do stink, don't they? They do stink. Oh, look at this shit. Yep. Here, the television, telephone, and so many things came right out of Scotland. What's your point, Friar? Alamo, trolling you is hilarious.
Yes, we know Scotland to be the leader in technology in the world.
Trolling me is hilarious because, I call you a pedophile. And I talk about how we should kill pedophiles. And I know most people love when you call them a pedophile. They think that shit's hilarious, right? You're, Y-O-U-R, genuinely gross. You're, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, not very smart. But hey, keep proving it, man. I am so happy you're here. Oh, here we go. The rabbi posting Israeli flags and pizza slices. What do you think he means by that? What do you think that means? The rabbi that's literally being outed as a pedophile already is now posting Israeli flags and pizza slices. You think that's just him he likes pizza, huh? It's part of the metaphor, says the TV. How dare we be upset by what happens in the world? Look at the rabbi. He's trying to tell you. He's telling you. A lot of the truth is out there to see, but most people run on emotions. Most people are just NPCs. I mean, if people ran on emotions, that would be fine. Because, you should get emotional about children being raped. You should be emotional about genocide. You should be able, like, if somebody can't validate what they're saying, if your religion, the cult that you belong to, doesn't, fit your needs and whatnot, you should say so. Yeah, we know you enjoy pizza, you sick piece of shit. Sick piece of shit. Notice how nobody actually mentioned Pizzagate or anything like that? He just started rocking pizza slices while we're talking about pedophilia. What do you think? That's coincidental? Tell us your real identity, Rabbi. Come on, you're proud of yourself, right? You're proud of your beliefs. You're delusional. Here we go. Here we go. I'm crazy. I need to take my meds. It's literally all they have. You are a nobody. Well, that's true. But clearly, I'm somebody to you because you watch me every day. You beg for my attention. Clearly, I matter to you. He's not using subliminal anything. He's flat out. There's nothing subliminal about it. I mean, again, there's nobody dumb enough to think we start talking about the rabbi himself being a pedophile and how he thinks raping children is an act of God. Nobody mentions Pizzagate, and he starts flying Israeli flags and pizza slices. Nobody mentions it, though. He just happened to bring that up out of nowhere. Is anybody dumb enough to believe that? Like, even if he was just trolling, just joke, who makes jokes like that? Who thinks child rape is funny? In the slightest.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You're hilarious. Look at this shit. Look at how this fucker is now. He's putting grapes up because he's just a big fan of grapes. You guys think this is like? I mean, he thinks this is funny. What kind of sick, cowardly piece of shit thinks shit like that's funny? They're just awful, awful people. Exiled from 110 countries, right? It's up one. They've been kicked out of one recently, I guess. booted, diverted, and now back. So she got booted off. When she tried to come back, it sent her to a different place. It sent her to a different feed. The rabbi says it's pretty funny. He thinks rape is pretty funny. Child rape is pretty funny. You know, again, I don't think I do this enough justice talking about it the way I do. Because, you know, let's show you guys just how sick these guys are, right? So this is something that is the evidence that people always ask for. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Well, here you go. Pretty easy to do. So, well, first we'll do this just real quick so people aren't confused. Semitism definition. Merriam-Webster version. We all agree that Merriam-Webster is the official Webster's dictionary.
Semitism.
We're on the Semitism page. Semitic character or qualities, a characteristic feature of a Semitic language occurring in another language. Number 2, policy or predisposition favorable to friars. Policy or predisposition favorable to friars. That's the laws and regulations, the policy, and the predisposition is like your genetic programming. If your mom's family all has cancer, you have a predisposition to cancer, right? So, just so, you know, stupid people who like to hide behind things use dumb words incorrectly. I'm very proud of my anti-supremacy. Very, very proud to be opposed to supremacy. So, the other part is, we'll do this. Israel, Hayom, bottom of darkness. Oh, look. Israel, Hayom, the website, israelhayom.com. Bottom of darkness. Children raped in ritual ceremonies expose the horrors. Now we're here on Israel Hayom, the page. Bottom of darkness. Children raped in ritual ceremonies expose the horrors. Look how difficult they make this shit to read. They'll keep kicking you out and shit. Multiple women recount organized abuse, here we go. Including ritual here we go. How many websites make it this difficult to read their shit? Including ritual ceremonies conducted by people they knew, even close family members. After months of interviews with family, with victims, their families, treatment professionals, and experts in Israel and abroad, a disturbing picture emerges with descriptions difficult to read. You understand? You understand this shit? Proud of, yes, you should be. You should be. Ashkenazi, Hasidic, and Sephardic Jews are not Semitic by definition. Not even close. They actually come from Kiev. That's where the majority of them come from. They come from Ukraine and Kiev. That's why it's such a big deal. You know, it's all right here. But here, let's look. The exact thing happens in the U.S. Both are as bad as each other. See, we have a friar. We have somebody trying to justify this by saying, well, it happens in other places too. The thing is, this article is specifically about Jewish rituals. So, yes, it's true. It does happen all over the world because they live all over the world. But nobody else is doing Jewish rituals. Right? The Talmud is again, why don't all of you friars in here tell us why it's okay? It's not okay for Goyim to rape children. They should be killed immediately. But if a friar rapes a child, as long as they are 3 years and 1 day old, the rapist is now required to pay the full dowry to the family of the victim. And now the victim belongs to the rapist somewhere in between a slave and a wife. Belch. Go on, tell us how that works. Yesterday, the dumbass rabbi said it was a metaphor. When asked what it was a metaphor for, he said, well, you'll have to pay me to find out. It was a hypothetical and extreme discussion. What are you talking about? Now what are you talking about? You're so fucking dumb. It's unreal. Got bad plays in it. I have no idea what you're talking about. Ask the Muslims that, says some dumbass. Some dumbass. The funniest thing, though, is, again, even when you want to talk bad about Muslims or Christians, do you not understand where they come from? Islam and Christianity are just offshoots of Judaism. That's why all three are called the Abrahamic religion. Abraham being the father of the Jewish people, according to the Jews, the father of all religious people, according to Christians, and a high-ranking prophet, according to the Quran and Muslims. And I love how they always talk about the father of the Jewish people. He's the father of the Jewish people. The father. Did anybody ever ask who the mother is? Why don't you tell him who the mother is? You dumb fucking rabbi. Look at. The friar continues. You talk about Trump, but Biden never comes out of your mouth. Right. You see, again, what about what they're doing? Don't talk about what we're talking about. Talk about something else. This is literally what they do in every scenario. Talk about them raping children. They go, well, other people rape children too. Why aren't you talking about the other people that do it? Like, it's embarrassing how stupid they are. And to think that they rule the world. How the fuck do such stupid people rule the world? And the answer is simple. It's because they're ruthless. It's because they view the rest of us as cattle. If they saw us as equal humans, it would be impossible. They wouldn't be able to do such horrendous things. Even though this bottom of darkness shit is what sort of creates that psychopathic personality that is capable of it. You know, that's why they always dehumanize their victims. Palestinians are animals and all this other. They have to do it that way. But this is how stupid they are, man. Hypothetical discussions, they are treated as superior written traditions in the Old Testament. Exactly. Well, 2 days ago he said that the Talmud was just satirical. It was just it wasn't the main book. There actually 2 of them came in. 2 fake rabbi profiles came in and said the Torah was their main book. And that's just fucking stupid. This guy, a lefty, you wrongs. This guy, a lefty, period, you wrongs. I mean, seriously, do you guys, that's what it takes. You have to be that level of stupid to be a part of this. And if being a lefty means I'm the opposite of that, sure. I'll take it. Jesus Christ started in the Catholic Church. No, that's just not true. You dumb, desperate Christians. You understand how stupid you are, right? Let's show you just how stupid you are really, really quickly, right? This is going to be really quick. You're going to be amazed how quickly I show you how stupid you are. And this is a person who literally calls themselves Catholic OG. They got a picture of fucking disgusting Jesus picture as their profile picture. Because, you know, Jesus is going to come down and be like, hey, yeah, that's cool that you guys did that. So here we are on the wiki. That's all locked up, so there is no editing. You can't. Anybody can edit Wikipedia. Nope. Jesus, from 6 to 4 BC, not sure, through 30 to 33 AD. So now the official birthday is 6 to 4. We're not going to go with 0 anymore because 0 didn't exist anyway. So also referred to as Jesus Christ and Jesus of Nazareth. Best part. And by various other names and titles, was a first century Jewish preacher in the Jewish preacher and religious leader in the Roman province of Judea. He is the central figure of Christianity. Most Christians consider Jesus to be the incarnation of God the Son and the awaited Messiah or Christ, a descendant of the Davidic line prophesied in the Old Testament. Yep, he's from the house of David. Good people would want to explain the metaphor for free. Those rent seekers, yeah. No, that's just the way they hide. He knows nobody's going to pay him for anything. I mean, I'd give him $10 to Kirk himself, but that's about it. So he knows he'll never actually have to explain it if he hides behind, well, you got to pay me first. It's just more of their stupidity. It's just, if it's just hypothetical, why is Talmudic law enforced and why do rabbis use it to justify their actions in Israel? Yeah, there you go, asking real questions that nobody wants to answer. Oh, look, the fake priest is here now, too. The fake priest who doesn't know his own fucking Bible. Yet he's a priest, right? So this is all act.il or Rise. This is all because of the Rise app. Because the Rise app was reinstated and I can tell you that I noticed the difference. I noticed the difference on my feed, and the same week that I noticed it, I went and read the act.il page again for the first time in maybe a week. And for the first time in 2 years, there was a change made. And the change was, it went from act.il was a social networking service used by supporters of Israel to oppose those who oppose Israel, right? To act.il is. And that one small word change was the red flag. So I read it, and then I read the history, and I read the last paragraph in the history where it said act.il was recently reinstated, and that's now called the Rise app. RISEAPP. And since then, I've had these fake fucking religious people coming in here left and right. If you believe in Lord Christ, if you believe the Lord Christ rose down to give hope to sinners, Oh, here, I need God. That's what I mean. You need God. Yep. You know who needs God? The children that are being held prisoner by the clergy and being raped on a regular basis. They need God. Or all the Christians in Palestine that Israel keeps dropping bombs on. And those that, like, maybe they're hiding in a building or something, in a busted up building. So Israel drops another bomb on the building, falling the building on top of them. But they don't die. They're just stuck. They can't move. They're pinned down. They're in tons of pain. They're children. And the people outside can hear them screaming, but they can't get to them because the rubble is too heavy. Those children need God. Those children that are starving to death because Israel won't let food come in. They need God. The children, the endless casualties of Hollywood that were raped and tortured and abused and discarded by the friar elites of Hollywood for decades. They need God. Me? No, I'm good. You keep that pedophile to yourself. The true church that has remained unchanged is the Holy Orthodox Church. No, it's all fake bullshit. Stop using my Lord's name in vain, or I will pray for you. Fuck your stupid Jesus. Fuck your stupid God. If you believe that if you're one of those arrogant pieces of shit, right? You have to be so incredibly arrogant to believe that God has a plan for everything. Everything is the way it is because it's God's plan. And God might not have you doing a certain thing as part of its plan, but you believe you can pray to it and it will give you favor. Oh, okay. You wanted the job. Okay. Well, you gave more money to the church than the guy with the 5 kids. So I'm going to give you the job. Right? If you believe that prayer works even a little bit, maybe God only answers 1 out of 1,000 prayers. I would feel so incredibly guilty and gross and just violated to know that the one prayer God did decide to answer for you happened to be the one you wasted on me. Right? I would much rather you waste all of your prayer power, all that prayer juice on God stop the clergy from raping children. My favorite thing is how people always claim to have, experiences with God. They spoke to God. God spoke to them. They saw God appeared to them, whatever. How come God never shows up to Trump or Netanyahu or Itamar Ben-Gvir and says, hey, you should stop doing what you're doing. You're an asshole. How come God never does that? How come in the history of Goddom, no policeman has ever been driving around on his normal patrol, driving through a neighborhood, whatever, when God Jesus appears next to him and says, stop the car, my son, and oh my, holy, Jesus, wow. And God says, that house right there, I know you don't have a warrant, go kick in that door, save the children. And because, obviously, if God appears and tells you something, then you have to do it. Do you need help? So the cop gets out of the car, goes and kicks in the door. Turns out it's a fucking pedo ring. He saves 15 children and opens up the book to save that, exposes a huge pedo ring and brings. It's never happened. God's never been anti-child molesting. And again, if you think that you're arrogant with your arrogant fucking nonsense, you think that God actually listens to you, do not waste that shit on me, boy. The Trump supporter won't be recognized by Jesus. They betrayed the stranger and did not help. They sorted as goats and ignored by Jesus. What are you talking about?
Is that English? I don't even know.
Karen says she'll match the $10. You got $20 coming. Like, seriously. We're talking about a rabbi here. Is he capable of turning down $20? Are you like really struggling with this? There's $20 on the table for you to kirk yourself. How do you reconcile that? Man, I want the money, but if I get it, I won't be able to spend it. What do I do? What do I do? Go get some life experience. Yep, I don't have any life experience, sweetheart. That smells like watermelon. So somebody says, so you're Y-O-U-R. So you're a biblical scholar, Priest Win. Well, I mean, he claims to be a priest. He's not he doesn't know shit about the Bible. It's why Joel Blaine. This guy's a dumbass. But I know the Lord Jesus in truth. He made me whole. I was lost. I listened to rock. I drank. I masturbated. My life was going in a dark path until I called for Jesus and he took me firmly. So you're saying, in all of your time doing all of these sinful activities, never once did you pray. And the first time you were like, hey, JC, help me out. Jesus helped. Isn't it funny how Jesus always gets people to like stop drinking, stop doing drugs? It's never like these people decided to start some sort of mission to help children or, you know, built something incredible or anything like that. It's always selfish bullshit. I wasn't doing things right. And Jesus came to me. How come Jesus never appears to people? Let's get out of this building. Israel are about to not drop another fucking bomb on this shit. Just because someone is suffering more than you doesn't mean God can't help those with less suffering. God helps all of us. Isn't it funny how you're just ignoring the facts? Like it's not even like I'm talking about something that's sort of like fringe or under the radar or whatever. If I say the word priest, if I say the word pedophile and priest doesn't come to your head, or at least that's what you claim, one of the first words that comes to your mind is not priest, you're lying. You're lying. Pedophilia and especially Catholicism, but Christianity, they go hand in hand. It's not even like it's not even a stretch. And so you have this claim of I'm helping and how. What about all the fucking children being raped? Notice how none of them even address this point. They just talk about other goofy shit. Listening to rock music has been a sin for a long time.
Sure.
They need a unified us, actually, not their God. Exactly. We all need God. You are ignorant. That's ignorant. You're being ignorant. That's just ignorant. And hateful to infer that we don't need God. I don't think I'm being hateful to infer that we don't need God. I think that's logical and that's better. Hey, by the way, you don't need an imaginary sky daddy. Just like there's not an imaginary bad guy. There's no devil, there's no God. It's on you, bud. Yeah, that sounds hateful. No, I'm hateful of your pedophile predilection. I'm hateful of you pieces of shit that know it goes on and you do nothing about it. Which, again, I'm more inclined to believe that you partake in it than you don't. Especially by the way you answer questions and talk or don't talk about it. You know, I hate pedophiles. I want to kill pedophiles is like a unifier of non-pedophiles. You know, you could be hanging out with someone and they could be like, man, I like sports. Well, I don't. I like camping. Well, I like going inside. I like third thing and other third thing. But as soon as somebody says, yeah, well, I fucking hate pedos, they're like, yeah, me too. Fuck yeah, we should kill them. Like, that's how normal people converse about pedophilia. Normal people don't like, well, maybe they need some therapy and it's not as bad as people think. And normal people don't sit there and make excuses.
What were the little kids wearing?
Exactly. That's exactly the thing. And that means the parents are responsible. If the parents are putting their kids in like some sexy ass outfits, how are the priests supposed to ignore it? They're just, what are they? What are they? What are they? What are they? Better than a normal people? You know? They're just the closest people to God. Why should they be held to a higher standard than the rest of us? Notice how even the threat of reading Israel Hayom, Bottom of Darkness, made the rabbi disappear. God doesn't help those who ignore the words of Jesus. Oh, I love when you guys are dumb enough to say that. Right? So you're saying if let's say you didn't like your neighbor, right? And you came home from somewhere one day and you saw the neighbor's kid was sitting out on the porch. It was raining. There were no lights on in the house, no cars in the driveway, and the kid is sitting there crying. You're the type of person that'll be like, well, fuck that kid, right? I don't like his dad, so I'm not going to offer him help. That's the friar mentality. The rest of us, the normal people, would see that kid and be like, fuck, I hate that dude's dad, but hey man, you need some help? You need to use a phone or something? You want to get out of the rain? Because we just think differently. But I love this notion of like God doesn't help those who ignore his words. Right? So like every day, my kids have to tell me they're hungry a whole shitload of times before I feed them. It's not that we go, hey, it's lunchtime, and they go, I'm not hungry because I'm playing my game or something. And we go, yeah, no, fuck you, eat the food. Right? As the fathers, as the parents, we don't just, open the door. Hey, any pedophiles out there want to come hang out? All right, hey kids, this guy's a pedophile. Don't let him get you. He's going to be your babysitter today. We're going to go out to eat. And if he touches you, that's your own fault. How about this? If the guy, the pedophile that I put in charge of you, starts molesting you, all you need to do is close your eyes and say, Dad, come home. Dad, come home. And I'll get the message and I'll come a-running. Or, wait, I won't, actually. Because you ignored me when I said clean your room earlier. Right? Jesus said to help the stranger, feed the hungry, and dress the naked. Trump supporters don't support those words, and Jesus sees his... Oh, my God. You guys are so dumb. It's so weird. How can you be so dumb? It's like, why do you subscribe to the thing, but you don't know what the thing says? That's the part that's always so weird to me. You don't seem to know what your Bible actually says. Like, this broad is sitting here claiming that Jesus said this, that, and the other. I'm assuming it's a broad. Oh no, it's Andrew. My bad. It just came across like a broad. But, you see this kind of shit, and it's just like you're an actual adult, right? You can drive a car. You vote. You're allowed to own weapons and shit. Like, it's so scary to think that people out there actually believe this kind of shit. And yet, when it comes to that belief, like they believe it wholeheartedly, they'll fight you over it, they get all violent and crazy. And then you go, well, do you actually know, like, the history of it? I'm not saying it's real, but the history that they give us regarding your shit, do you know anything about it? And the answer is going to be no, because most of the time you guys don't even know your Bible, let alone the history of it. By the way, if you're watching, like, share, sub. Shit helps out. Thanks for the likes so far. Take 2 seconds. Click on the share button. It'll bring up Facebook. If you need to, because you're worried people are going to get mad at you. Title it, "This Guy's Crazy. Come tell him. Come tell him why." Something like that. But do what you can to share this feed. Unless you're used to seeing people with 11 viewers and 8 likes, 2,500 subscribers. That's usually how it works, right? No, now I have 9 viewers, or 8 viewers and 9 likes. You see that often, don't you? People with more likes than viewers. Does that make sense? 2,500 subscribers? Where are they? This is incredible rage bait to Christians. I'm all for it. Anybody that says things like rage bait, like seriously, if people can bait you into a rage with their words, you probably are a dumbass Christian. Nobody should be able to bait you into anything. Be smarter than that. Ask yourself, hey, do I know anything about the person saying these things? Does that person matter to me? If the person doesn't matter to you, why would you let them have power over you? Wrong, Titan. Lord Jesus said to help the lost and the wicked. Jesus said, "Meh, my dad is God, and if you don't believe me, you're going to get in trouble." If you look up all the shit Jesus says in the Bible, all the red stuff, it's really dumb. It's really whiny. You know, he sounds like some entitled brat that people aren't just believing what he said. Why aren't you just believing me? I said I'm the Son of God. Why isn't anybody believing me? I know when I was a kid, I grew up thinking, you know, the idea that God made the blind see. Right? I always thought that, like, it was like a revival. It was like a Benny Hinn thing or something. Benny Hill thing, whatever his name is. Hinn. Benny Hinn.
Benny Hill is a comedian.
Yeah, the comedian. Yeah. She looks nice today. Yeah. It's makeup, but it looks nice. But I always thought it was like, you know, there was a bunch of blind people or something, and Jesus waved his hand and made the blind see. It's funny how many of those stories you sort of you like have an idea of because society has programmed you with it, but you don't actually know the story. Because the whole Jesus made the blind see story is Jesus is like walking around the multiple temples, God speeding his way through things, and he's sort of getting picked on, right? There's like a group of friars that's like, nah, you're not the Son of God, man. He's like, no, I am the Son of God. And they're like, no, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. And this goes on for a little bit. So then Jesus walks outside one of the temples, and old blind Billy's sitting there, right? And old blind Billy he's a fixture in the town. You know, he has the dreaded disease of blindness. So he's like this pariah, right? People don't like him. He sits on the corner and he begs. His parents live on the outskirts of town because they had a blind kid. Ugh, yucky.
Well, that's you're touched by the devil.
Whatever.
Left-handed, blind, any of that.
Right. Think about how we look at blind people today, and then apply that. No, they used to like spit on him, and they were mean to him, and he would sit there and beg for change and shit.
My grandma used to tie my grandma's left hand behind her back, so force her to use her right hand because she couldn't let anybody know she was left-handed.
Because that was the devil. That's so cruel. That's so fucking cruel. Yeah. Like imagine somebody making you do that. Make somebody making you write with your left hand. It like hurts to do it. It hurts your connection.
It's one thing like when you're trying it on your own, but to be forced to do it.
Yeah, but even when you're trying it on your own, it's like it's hard. It's tedious. It's not like you're just writing. with your right hand, you could just do whatever. But anyway, so Jesus sees old blind Billy and he walks up to him. Now, mind you, they're in the Middle East. It's desert everywhere. So Jesus spits into the desert sand and forms a paste. Think of how much loogie Jesus would have to spit into the hot desert sand before it stopped just absorbing it and, it dissipating it real quick. Like, Jesus would have been like Ace Ventura style, right? And he spits into the sand enough to form a paste. He then rubs the paste in blind Billy's eyes and says, all right, go over to that river over there, not the close one, the one over there, and rinse your face. He wasn't like, here's a bucket of water, rinse your face. Nah, make your blind ass way to the fucking river. So now old blind Billy's got to stumble his ass to the river, walks in the water, waves. Now he can see. Huzzah, he can see. He's not like, oh my God, what the fuck? He can see. And so everybody's rejoicing. And one of Jesus's followers says, hey JC, can I ask you a question? And he's like, yeah, verily, 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 you may. Verily, 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 we go. Hey, Jesus, why come old blind Billy was blind? Like, what did his parents do? Did he do something when he was younger? Or were his parents like really bad people that they were given such the burden of a blind child? And Jesus says, oh, verily, 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 I say unto you, the reason old blind Billy was blind wasn't because he did anything. It's because mine Father, the Almighty God, knew that this day was going to come when I would need to show off my magic powers. And if I just brought out some guy none of you had seen before, you'd be like, well, how do we know he was blind? But this way, you all knew he was blind. You all kicked sand at him and fucking spit on him and shit all these years. So you knew he was blind, and now you can see that he can. So the reason why he suffered the way he did for as long as he did, and his parents were the pariahs and all that, was because I needed to do my miracle today. And everybody's like, that's great. Oh, weird. That's Jesus making the blind see. It's fucking crazy. You're going to hell. I got news for you. So are you. So is the priest that listen to rock music. The Bible's pretty specific. If you break these rules, you're going to hell. You can repent and you may live forever. That doesn't mean you're going to heaven. Nowhere in the Bible does it say sin all you fucking want as long as you make sure you as long as you make sure you repent, everything will be fine. Don't worry about it. Live the greatest life you want to. Just make sure right before you die, you're like, oh yeah, sorry about all that shit. I repent. If repenting was a thing, then the selling of indulgences in medieval times wouldn't have existed. The church used to sell indulgences. If you knew you were planning on raping a bunch of children or something like that, the church would sell you like a free rape pass. They called them indulgences. Sell the indulgences. It's pretty fucking crazy. So, again, if that's what it took, if the only way you could do it is if you were rich enough to afford that shit, are we saying that the rich people didn't know all they had to do was say, I'm sorry? I'm sorry. You know how stupid you have to be to believe this shit? These people may be fake, but I will discuss with you on Christianity. Yeah? What's stopping you? What is your main argument against Christianity? It's fake? Like, I don't even... What's your main argument for it? What part of the Jewish fairy tale do you believe? Do you understand that it's a Jewish fairy tale? You know what? I know I'm way far back in the comments, so maybe if I read ahead, we'll get there, and then once I catch the comments up, we'll go. You need to read your Bible. Jesus said, "To welcome a stranger and trust the word is simply." God, you're dumb. He had no real argument, only biased hatred. But I don't even understand. How am I supposed to have a real argument with a fake narrative? How do you prove something doesn't exist? I say it all the time, but prove there's not a leprechaun standing right on my shoulder, right there, dancing around, doing the hidely-diddly. Hidely-diddly-diddly-diddly. Prove there's not a leprechaun on my shoulder. I have faith he's there. My wife has faith he's there. You saying that's not true? You need to respect my faith. You need to respect my belief structure. You guys are mistaken. You always thought it was the angel and the devil were on your shoulders. Nope. It's leprechauns. It's leprechauns. Biblical people, Christians, are just so dumb. I mean, it's a Jewish fairy tale control scheme. I have a huge issue with that. I don't agree with the idea that they are somehow special, chosen by God, and the insistence of Semitism is legitimate. I'm not a subscriber. Sorry. Look at this shit. Matthew 25:35. Don't you mean Matthew? No, Matthew 24:34. Verily I say unto you, none of this generation shall die before all of these things come to pass. When asked, "Oh my God, Jesus, that Revelations narrative sounds terrible. What the hell? What are we going to do? When is that going to happen?" Jesus says, "Verily I say unto you, none of these events shall come to pass, or no one of this generation shall die until all of these events have come to pass." Which means everyone was long dead from the Bible, like long, long dead. The Bible is like watching The Princess Bride. You know, you're reading a story of an older Jewish man talking to a group of younger Jewish kids. I don't know who exactly the audience is. But like with The Princess Bride, how you're watching someone tell a story and then it's manifesting as the movie, that's what the Bible is. And multiple times in the Bible, it refers to the stories as we, as us. And every single time it mentions the Gentiles, it mentions them as a separate group. If you're watching, like, share, and sub. Don't forget that part. That part's pretty impotent. The thing is, if I'm wrong, that part should be easy to prove. Why don't you just prove that I'm wrong? God is a crutch for people whose ego is too fragile to admit they don't know something. Yes, but more than anything, it's a control scheme cult, man. You have to understand that first and foremost. It's a control scheme cult. It's a cult. Right? He said, my God, he's secretly like, look at how desperate the Christians are. That shit's so funny to me when they do that shit. You know, when it's like they don't understand speech. They don't understand, like, if anything, it's a blasphemous expression, but it's just an expression. But to be so desperate for the win, and it weirdly, like, for some reason, I need to believe. He's sitting here going, you know, like, it would make him happy for me to be a believer. I don't even know you know, I try to be empathetic with everything, and I try to put myself in other people's shoes and to try to understand where people are coming from. And this just seems like pathetic loser shit. Right? This dude has become obsessed with me. But he's clearly, like, really stupid. Like truly, you know, quantifiably stupid. And it just shines through in everything that he does. They are not dummies, they are programmed. No, they're dumb. I mean, at some point you have to, like, you can't make the excuse for people. You know, what's the difference between us and them? Didn't we grow up in the same fucking insanely manipulated, manufactured environment? So why aren't we under the same spell they are? Why did we rise above? Why did we make that choice when it was like, hey, how many pedophile stories do you guys have to hear before you realize this is a pedophile organization founded by and for pedophiles? Why do you think it's set up the way it is? Yeah, so that all the fucking wealth reverts back to the church. That's one thing. But you have a bunch of virgins who you know, who have no life experience. You know, telling them, who are you going to attract? The requirements are you have to be a virgin who wants to play dress up and walk around in a dress all day. It's kind of strange when you think about it. But who else is that going to attract? Think about that. Think about, like, what is the benefit where you're like, you know what? You have to give up looking at titties. You have to give up blowjobs. You have to give up sex. What is worth that? What kind of sick fucking weirdo overrides that on purpose? Like, I know there are a lot of you out there that couldn't get laid if you tried. And, you know, because you have a little bit of some sort of sense of decency, and more so embarrassment, I think. But you know, you won't even pay for it. I think there are a lot more virgins out there than people realize. But for anyone else, like, if you let a dumbass, weirdo virgin tell you how to live your life, you are, you know, you're as desperate as this dumbass saying, you know, he said this, oh my God. Like, that's how, it's desperation. And the thing is, you're only that desperate because the reality of it has let you down so much of the time. You know, if you know, if it wasn't a constant letdown when it came to religion, to your God, to your Jesus, you wouldn't be so desperate. You'd be quick to tell me what I'm wrong about. You'd be sharing your narratives and shit. But I know nobody's going to tell me about their miracle because they know I'll fucking break it. And it won't be nearly as special when we're done. But they want to believe that they're special. They want to believe that God stopped what it was doing to focus on them for a minute. Look, I made the rabbi evaporate. That's my new. That's the word of 2026 is evaporated. You're not crazy. You are misguided. Yep. The black guy who believes in the white man bullshit. Gotcha. It's only baby, but I'm glad Christ has saved you. Christ didn't do anything. Discussions with people who deny Christ like him is important, respectful discussion, especially because he probably hasn't had one who's educated talk to him. You're not educated. What is stopping you? Why are you talking to that dumbass instead of me? Nice bong, says the fucking program, because it's too stupid. We're storming Antarctica. You in? No. No, storming, all that shit. None of that shit does anything. It just gives them the excuse to attack us. It gives them the excuse to abuse us. If you signed up for that Storm Area 51 bullshit, you were stupid. I never even looked it up. I knew it was fake when the news was telling me about it. I didn't want my name associated with anything that had to do with that fake shit. What turned out to be a fucking a concert, a festival, a music festival. They called it Storm Area 51. That's fucking stupid. If I sub to a channel, I watch every time. Why don't you car 24 subs unsub? I don't know what the fuck that means. I feel like there is also an unwillingness to discussion. Look at now you're making your excuses. Now we're going to go with it's my fault that you won't say anything that makes sense. I mean, do you see how this works? Even when they pretend to be the good guy about it, they still say the same dumb shit. Because showing scripture to one who doesn't even believe there is any deities won't work. Yeah, right. Right. Unless you already have faith, you're going to see it as stupid nonsense. And the thing is, this is where I love it. Like, this is the type of person that I want to ask. So how do you know Christianity is the right one? How do you know that the Muslims aren't correct? What have you seen, experienced, learned, whatever it is, outside of the Bible that proves to you that Christianity is the right one? And your denomination of Christianity, right? Because all those other ones are wrong. Like Ricky Gervais said that to Stephen Colbert, you know how there's like 3,000 plus religions out there? Well, you subscribe to one of them and you think the rest of them are crazy, right? And Colbert's dumbass was like, uh-huh. And Gervais was like, yeah, well, I think all of those other ones are dumb plus one more. And Colbert couldn't say shit. But it right there, the idea that, well, if somebody doesn't already believe it, then it's not going to work. If you haven't already given up and said, I'm stupid, I'm dumb enough to fall for this, like, that's not how shit works, right? If you have something that you're trying to convince people of, you have to show them what it is. From a scientific perspective, from a social perspective. If you tell somebody, I can dunk a basketball, and you tell everybody, hey, everybody, I can dunk, I'm the best dunker in the world, I'm the best dunker. Nobody's just going to be like, hey, I know this guy, he's the best dunker in the world. Have you seen him dunk? No. But he says he can. What? Huh? Well, and I know that metaphor was just on motherfucker, so go ahead and try to get your way around it. It's so fucking stupid how dumb you guys are. Right? Oh, I shouldn't rip the bag? You're saying I shouldn't rip the bags? Okay. I wasn't sure. I thought I was probably supposed to rip the bags. That would make more sense. Ripping the bags that we put them in, because when you rip them, then the shit falls out, and that's what you're trying to do, right? Is make the shit fall out. I mean, we're not. See, I got confused again. You don't want the shit to fall out. Jesus Christ. I must be Christian.
You guys getting up? Aiden. Aiden.
They're coming to get him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was gonna put him in the car for you. That's fantastic.
Yep.
But they don't want them here. I don't want them here.
They're coming at 4. So hopefully the car will be fixed.
And I can leave.
He'll be gone.
Yeah. Oh, how long have you been in transit? Oh, look, the fucking junkie pedophile's here. We haven't had junkie pedo here in a while. What are you doing, junkie pedo?
Close. Poison.
Junkie pedo. Junkie pedo talks a lot. He's junkie pedo. He's not very smart. Read the gospel correctly, telling one who rejects him outright that they are demonic is wrong, not what we are talking. Again, why won't you just answer the questions? Why won't you just talk about what's being talked about? Why is this so difficult for you? No. It's so strange how dumb these guys are. Right? They're gonna sit here on their fucking high horse saying shit. He's not saying anything that fucking matters. It's the same kind of crybaby shit. It always is. Same crybaby shit. Just worded differently. You can call me demonic all you want. If you think that bothers me, you're silly. It's bad enough people have an imaginary friend. Having imaginary enemies is even worse. Can you get that, please?
Get what?
No, dude, seriously. There are evil monsters. Invisible monsters flying all around. You're leaving after this, right? You're leaving? All right, I'm kissing you now. Goodbye. Have fun. Be good. Tickle the balls, sweetheart. Don't just cup them. Tickle them. Whew-ha. There are some flaws in a Christian religion. That's an understatement. Crime rates among black individuals in the U.S. show they are disproportionately represented in arrest statistics, accounting for a significant percentage of violent crime arrests. Yeah, okay. Once the job statistics came out and they weren't what Trump liked, so they went back and changed them, that should tell you something. Like, how do you keep falling for it? Crime rates about black crime rates. Look at this dumbass. I'm going to repeat myself. What makes you think Jesus was a Jew? Oh, I don't know. The narrative that you're told. We're going to do this again? We're going to do this one again. So pull it up for you again. Wikipedia. Jesus Christ. Jesus. With the Jesus. Jesus. From 6 to 4 BC to 30 AD or 33. We don't know. Also referred to as Jesus Christ, Jesus of Nazareth, and by various other names and titles, was a 1st century Jewish preacher and religious leader in the Roman province of Judea. Most Christians consider Jesus to be the incarnation of the God the Son and the awaited Messiah or Christ, a descendant of the Davidic line prophesied in the Old Testament. We good there? Jesus was a Jew because all of the main characters in the Bible are Jewish. Are you fucking stupid? Like when you're at the point where you're arguing whether Jesus was a Jew or not, like there's no point in even talking to you. You're like really basic dumb. Ate an edible. Nice. Edibles are way stronger than anything I'm smoking. Edibles knock your dick in the dirt. Jimmy says, "Who is this idiot? Who is this idiot? Oh, huge fan. It's not that big. It's odd you disparage commenters that support your side of this argument. How do I disparage them? By treating them equally? Do you need somebody to cup your balls all the time too? If you're gonna be my friend, you have to agree with everything I say, huh? I will take my ball and I will go home." Yeah, no, sorry. Doesn't work that way. Oh, look. The cowardly rabbi's back. The cowardly rabbi who thinks raping children is an act of God. Raping children is an act of God, according to this piece of shit. You guys understand that? He is a monster. And the thing is, he's only a monster to those that are smaller, weaker than he is. He'd blow me in a heartbeat if given the opportunity to. But he'd never stand up to me. I'd just beat his ass and he'd cry about it. He'd have his IDF handler. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. These guys are only tough when they're online. They're only tough behind their fake personality. He won't tell us his real identity because he doesn't want to deal with anybody that's like, "Hey, dude, didn't you say that raping children is an act of God? I'd like to question you about that." Gay guy, nobody is listening to your stupidity. You're nothing more than a troll training. Oh, okay. Whatever you have to say. Seems like there's a lot of people listening. Seems like there'd be a lot more if I wasn't censored to bejesus. But hey, that's not a thing either, right? You're just here for troll training, apparently. Joined 10 years ago, has no subscribers. That's a real person, right? What's up, G? What do you need? I knew that. I was looking for them. They're not there. Under the blanket like a moronski.
No. Behind you. Under just the front flap. Oh.
Whoa.
Can't see to catch him right now.
No, I'm not a real rabbit. Sorry, but you're not a real rabbi. You're a fake rabbi. He's not real. He's too dumb. Like as dumb as rabbis are, as dumb as friars are. He's average friar stupid. But as far as rabbis go, you would expect a rabbi to know more. Maybe I'm just, I have higher expectations. But I would think if you were a rabbi, if you had supposedly dedicated your life to this bullshit, you would know it better than this guy does. And this guy doesn't know shit. If he were Jewish, he would be at a synagogue right now. No, he's always here. If I go live at 8 in the morning, he's here the entire time. If I go live at 9 at night, he's here the entire time. He's here all the time. He's got nothing else going on in his world. I am not only a full-fledged blah blah, please thank you. You're not a rabbi. I agree that you are a full-fledged pedophile, genocidal Jew. I get that. But as far as you being a rabbi goes, you're dumb. You're too dumb. So, the bottom of darkness, right? This is the Israel Hayom page. So people know, Israel Hayom. Israel Hayom is Sheldon Adelson's baby. Sheldon and Miriam Adelson. Sheldon's dead, but Miriam is like Trump's handler right now, one of Trump's handlers. I think Trump's main handler is Melania. I think Melania is the power behind the throne. But yep, I need meds. Guys, if you haven't seen the Cupid Yee episode of South Park yet, you need to. When the imaginary Cupid character that's a naked Cartman, because naked children is funny to choose, he starts saying that Kyle controls Hollywood, and they just lay it all out for you. Like, they lay out the entire conspiracy for you, but they make a joke of it that Kyle doesn't. And Cupid Yee is trying to wake the world up. Cupid Kanye is trying to wake the world up. Probably stupid Kanye, Cupid Yee. Kanye's trying to wake the world up and tell them, hey, Kyle controls Hollywood. The Kyles can, you know. And the whole premise of the episode is trying to catch Cupid Yee so they can force it to take its medication. And once it takes its medication, it stops saying the truth about Kyle, about the Kyles. Right? You need to be medically evaluated if you think I'm not a rabbi. I know you're not a rabbi. I know you're just a pathetic coward. You're just some goofy-ass friar in his mom's house. No, Mom, I'm not hungry. I'm busy talking to my friends right now. Oh, sweetheart, I didn't know that. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, you talk to your friends, okay? Oh, my goodness, he has friends. If you're a rabbi, make the Guy Williams Sucks video. Fucking A, man. Make the Guy Williams Sucks video in your full rabbi costume. You tell me exactly what I'm getting wrong. You pick one. You explain to us Matitza Bapeh. You explain to us Bottom of Darkness. You explain anything that I'm getting wrong, and then we'll watch it live. And you can prove that you're an actual rabbi. Because I don't think you are. Matter of fact, I know you are. Uh-oh, the page is gone. I don't know what happened to it. I can't go up. So maybe it's down? No? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Maybe go backwards? Oh, okay, gotta go back. Multiple women recount organized abuse, including ritual ceremonies conducted by people they knew, even close family members. After months of interviews with victims, their families, treatment professionals, and experts in Israel and abroad, a disturbing picture emerges with descriptions difficult to read. Guys ready? I will take you to court for dismissing my role in my community. No, you won't. You won't do anything because you're just a lying little bitch. You're a fucking liar. You could prove me wrong. Again, make the Guy Williams Sucks video. Show your ugly ass face in a video. Show yourself in your penguin suit, talking about how shitty I am, talking about what I'm wrong about, and you win. Why won't you just do that? That seems easy. Your role in your community. Yeah, you're one of the head pedos. Yeah. You want that distinction, huh? I suffered painful sodomy. Truly felt like I was splitting in two. There's a terrible experience. It's a terrible experience. But there's something about these things, perhaps in their strangeness, that's like, maybe the hardest component is that if you tell people about these things, they'll think you're crazy. I remember many types of severe sexual abuse, but there's something about these ritualistic abuses that makes them the bottom of darkness. In direct words and with a clear voice, Imuna, pseudonym, like all the victims in this article, describes the severe abuse she allegedly experienced in her childhood. Allegedly. What's up, Matt? I'm threatening to be sued again. Go figure that the fake rabbi is threatening to sue me. All he has to do is make a Guy Williams Sucks video. The same Guy Williams Sucks video that nobody seems to be willing to make. Isn't that weird? Isn't it weird? You're getting offended isn't illegal, Rabbi. And if it is, you're a disgusting monster who doesn't understand fairness. Explain this, Rabbi. He won't. He can't. He is not a real rabbi. Seriously, why doesn't he just make the video? Imuna is not alone. Oh, let's see. On the topic, walk outside and stop child suffering every day instead of saying Jews are the problem. You are in consent by being lazy. Oh, yeah, I should walk outside and just stop it. Damn, why didn't I figure that out? Apparently, I can walk outside and just stop the ritualistic sexual abuse that is happening all over Israel, 10,000 miles away. Yep, I should just go out instead of doing the only thing that I'm able to do, which also is the last thing I should do, especially if I want attention. If I wanted attention, I'd just be, I'd be pushing Jesus left and right. You want attention? Sell people Jesus. They already bought it, so they'll buy your shit too. Instead, I put everything on the line by talking about this because, I'm just lazy. It's happening in your town right now, child suffering. Right. So I'm supposed to stop that how? Instead of trying to stop it from the top down so that legally people like me or, much younger people actually can do the job that they do so well, like DAP. DAP's the best. But several of the other guys that do it, they do a great job too. But DAP is by far the best. To make it legal what they do and eliminate those at the top that control the system. No. You should go outside and stop it in your own neighborhood. Get yourself taken away from your family because of blah, blah. Shut the fuck up, you moron. Yeah, it's my fault it's happening, not the pedophile system. Think about that. Like, this person literally was like, oh, this is going to get him. Right? Instead of showing the support and saying, yeah, you know what? We absolutely need to unify. We need to, change the guard. We need to cut the head off the monster, not just the tentacles. Instead of joining the fight, yep, no, I should tie the red bandana on. Get myself my M22 69-58 machine gun, big ass knife, a bow and arrow with some fucking explosive tips, and just go Rambo style all over the neighborhoods, taking out the pedos. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, duh. Crazy's deflecting, you're lazy for commenting, and acknowledging it and choosing to sit there. At least guy is doing something. There you go. Your whole thing is that I shouldn't be doing this. So I should be doing what you do, which is, I guess, trolling people that say we should do this. Because I guarantee you won't see this profile on like a newscaster's page, on a government official page. They won't be in the comment section talking shit. You guys need to release the files. You guys need to, release the tapes, actually. Fuck the stupid files. Release the tapes. They're not, going after the police chief in their town. Hey, why aren't you doing more to expose the pedophilia? It's so bad. Why are you arresting pedophile hunters instead of the pedophiles? And they're not doing that. They're just here crying because I'm talking about it. Gotcha. Tell us what we are to you, Rabbi. No, he's gone. I started reading the article. He evaporated. Anytime we start talking about the article, they evaporate. It's like it's on cue, because he doesn't want to have to answer for this shit for sure. This shit is as bad as it gets, right? In a direct, like all victims' names, describes the severe abuse she allegedly experienced. Organized sexual abuse that included ceremonies with supposed religious significance, horrifying ceremonies in which religious people, some from her own family, sacrificed her as an offering for spiritual transcendence or redemption. Yom Kippur. Do you guys know that Kaparat or Kaparat, however they say it, the thing where they swing the chickens over their head, that used to be people. They used to kill people and put all their sins into people and then kill them. But that people started frowning on that. So in a really fucked up twist, what they believe is that they imbibe these chickens with all of their sins, poisoning these chickens with sin. And apparently they're such an awful human being, they're such an awful cult that they need multiple redemption arcs in their narrative each year. Multiple holidays involve redemption. But the Kaparat thing, they put the sins into the chicken, they kill the chicken, and then they donate the chicken to the poor goyim who eat the chicken. Eat their sins. Eat that disgusting spiritual poison. It's fucking insane. Look at this. Again, 11 likes and 5 views. 2,500 plus subscribers. Have you ever seen anything else like this? Sorry, guys. I have to make money. Sorry about that. I had to answer somebody. If I was in their position, I wouldn't do the things they do. I guess I'm just not a psychopath. And that's exactly it, man. That's exactly it. Why did you remove your 33 card? I don't even know that. They keep removing all their shit because they're stupid. I mean, think about it. Like, they're so desperate to get attention that they're saying things like that, like 33, or like pointing, make pizza slices in the Israeli flag and shit. And they could get all the real attention they wanted if they would just answer, they would just engage in the intelligent side of the conversation. But instead, they're so desperate that they post these dumb things, like trying to get points, Matt. You have to understand, with the, you know what, I'll just have to come back to this because this is super important. With the emergence of Act.il being reinstated, that is such a tremendous, tremendous thing that no other truther is talking about. Right? So we're gonna go to Wiki real quick, and we're gonna do Act.io. Okay, and Act.il, of course. The entry is all locked up, so there's no anybody can edit it. Act.il is a social networking service used by supporters of Israel to oppose online, quote, anti-Israel content, such as the BDS boycott, divestments, and sanctions movement. If this doesn't explain why there are all these random profiles here talking shit to the guy who thinks we should kill pedophiles and overthrow the Jewish narrative, like, what else would make sense? What else would make sense with these guys that keep posting things that just try to distract, try to disrupt? And if you look at it from the act.il perspective, just trying to get points. So I'm not sure how their point structure works, but I would assume if they can get acknowledged or they can get their thing repeated or whatever, it probably gives them more points. But listen, I'm going to prove it to you. Its activities were referred to as an, quote, online propaganda campaign and, quote, a virtual situation room of pro-Israel experts. Act.il directed its users to, quote, missions to like, comment on, and share pro-Israel material on social media. It also asked users to flag, report, and respond to criticisms of Israel. Users were guided on how to respond, which might entail writing a reply using the provided talking points. Take your meds. You're delusional. This goes back to the auto-emancipation thing, right? But they all say the same shit. It's because this is how they're programmed. This is what they've been told. The Secure Community Network educates them on how to do this, how to handle these types of things, how to get points. They don't care if we think they're righteous or they're good. All they want us to do is shut up. They want you to feel like you're crazy. They want to make you look crazy. They're not sitting here defending themselves. They're not sitting here saying, man, our religion is so great. People need to understand how great we are because we do so many good things for people. You're misunderstanding the rituals that we do. It's not child rape because of this. Or they could explain things, but they don't. And like I say, the fucking fake rabbi won't even make the Guy Williams Sucks video because he can't. What's he going to do? Make me look great? I would love to see how he's going to explain Matitza Bupe. Strangely enough, this has never happened before. When I open this page, the history tab is no longer its own tab. It just opens up on its own. It's no longer something you have to click on. Was it that way before? Maybe it wasn't that way before. Maybe I'm just wrong. The app also provided users with ready-made memes promoting Israel's perspective for them to share. By completing missions, users earned points, unlocked badges, prizes, and had their scores displayed on leaderboards. There's more to the history, but this news paragraph is at the bottom where it says, the application was relaunched in early 2026, a couple weeks ago, under the name Rise App, with the former Act.il owners partnering with Reichman University for the release and also transferring the former Act.il user base to the new service. 40,000 user base. That's what the other website says. So we'll go there. That's the end of that. So if I go Rise App and I go Israel, because there's other Rise apps, so you have to be specific. Rise App Israel. The funny thing is, so you'll see the riseapp.io page, and then you'll see this Reichman University page right underneath it, where they literally copy and pasted everything from one page to the other. And there's nothing to it. This is as fake a website as you'll ever see. This is one of these websites that's made to look like it's a real website, but there's really nothing to it. But one thing it says right here is it says about in the aftermath of October 7th, the Jewish community faces unprecedented challenges with an oversaturated digital landscape leading to information overload. You're not smart enough to think for yourself, so here, we're going to tell you everything to think. Many feel overwhelmed disengaged and disconnected. People want to make a positive impact but struggle to find personally relevant, high quality content and community events. Rise App, developed within Reichman University, recognizes that addressing this problem requires a one-stop platform designed specifically to reconnect and engage communities worldwide. Rise App leverages the interdisciplinary approach and academic excellence at Reichman University. The university fosters a rich environment for innovation and research, ranking third in the world outside the US for creating unicorns. The fuck does that mean? For creating unicorns? They rank third in the world for creating unicorns? You can't help these youths get on the right path. They just ain't right. They don't want to be. Over 30,000 graduates of the international school from over 90 countries, and with a current student base of 2,800. Weird. Over 40,000 global active online user base from ACT.IL organization. So over 40,000. And then you see this, like these board member bullshit. Like, there's not a lot to it. They got a big section for donations. Then they have the contact us part, but this part's great. These goofy broads are the ones that are behind this whole thing. These broads are who founded ACT.IL, or who founded Rise App. They're kind of hot, especially the bottom two. But they all have like 10 years in the military and a master's degree and a bachelor's degree. Do these chicks look like they're old enough to have any sort of credentials like that? And if you look, it's pretty funny. The bottom two, if you look at the description part of their paragraph, right? Like the word part, not the name, the word part. After their name, at the top right there, is a double space. It's there and it's there. After Ella and after Johanna, whatever they say, her full name in that one. It's a double space, meaning you can see the copy and paste. They accidentally left the fucking the extra space in there because they don't care. But this is the new platform that they use to troll. Where's Ian Carroll? Why isn't Ian Carroll telling you about this? Why is Ian Carroll selling you giving you a software you have to download to your computer, to your device, that then will help you search the Epstein files? Or this is so much more important to your everyday life. This affects your everyday life way more than the Epstein files do. Absolutely, we should be looking into the Epstein files, but how come I'm the only person you've ever heard talk about ACT.IL? And the only reason I talk about it is because I accidentally discovered it rabbit holing one day. I'll go. How's it going? Just think about how crazy this is. You know, I am proving all of this to you without a shadow of a doubt, to the point where I get interfered with like nobody else you see. From the page fuckery to the infiltration in the comment section to the fact that the trolls will attack you for supporting me. Like, it's unlike anything you see anywhere else. Just like the information, for some reason, all of the other truthers out there basically read the same script. They tell you you can't blame the whole cult, and you have to believe in Jesus. Isn't it weird how they all say the same thing? Not a Jew, but working for more than he knows. For them more than he knows. For sure. I mean, I don't think it's more than he knows. If you look at him as designed, right? You know, you want to build a guy who has like a cool guy, but more like the cool teacher vibe, right? The cool teacher vibe. He's got the mustache, you know, he's got the weird eyes, and he has the confidence. He has an aura about him that's almost like he knows he's not going to get in trouble for what he says. He doesn't have to be careful about anything he says. He doesn't get any sort of restrictions. I know if I did the same thing Ian Carroll does, well, I know when I did do the same thing Ian Carroll did years ago, not to the degree of like computery, but my page constantly got screwed up to the point where my Facebook page has 6,000 following. And if I go live, I might get 2 to 4 people at best. And that's briefly because they keep getting kicked off. And I get a notification at the bottom that says slow connection. Don't know what a slow connection means. I don't have dial-up or anything. Doesn't matter where I go. It's somehow my phone has a slow connection feature. I don't fucking know. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, even think about it. Like this new profile that's obviously trying to get you to say the name too, joined 10 months ago, no subscribers, is saying the same exact verbiage that other profiles have said. Other fake profiles. What do you think the chances are that people would say the exact same thing in the exact same order? Get the same fucking shit wrong and all that stuff. Does that lean towards a program or does that lean towards real fucking people? Come on. It's Act.il, it's Rise App, it's Team Jorge. It's it's the only thing that makes sense. Who else is going to attack the guy who thinks we should kill pedos and overthrow the friars? It's some 2+2 shit, man. And I think most of you are smart enough to figure out 2+2. Now, the friars, the friars are just dumb enough. Look, I gotta go. I gotta go make this money. Fuck talking to these guys. You know, the people I love, you guys are great, whatever. But the rest of you, you can fuck yourself. Go get your free download, www.the-bilderberg, bilderberg-group.com. Go watch Hollywoodism, the second link posted. Go look go read Israel Hayom, Bottom of Darkness. Understand what we are dealing with. And have yourself a good day. Look at all the receipts I provide you. Pedophiles, go fuck yourself.